What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on a skin fade, going through the top with scissors. So we're going to start with our 2-guard, and we're just going up, following straight line from the bottom of the hair up through the top of the head. I'm not rounding it in. I'm not following the shape of the client's head. I'm just going straight up and down. And this is a 2-guard with the lever closed. This is also one of our apprentice barbers. I'm based out of New York, so we do have apprenticeships here, and Billy is a full-time college student, but he's also been apprenticing with us and been making a lot of good strides and building his book of business now. And I'm the one that cuts him, so this is what we do. All right, we're gonna get the 1.5 on there, and we're gonna go up with the lever closed and just work right underneath that 2 closed. This actually, the lever's open right now, so I'm just stacking guards with, 2 being the top, 2 closed, then 1.5 open, then 1.5 closed, then 1 open, then 1 closed. So just working my way down, gradually getting that hair shorter. And now the lever is closed with the 1.5 guard on it, and I'm just working right underneath the previous section of the 1.5 with the lever open. And for anyone that's really brand new to barbering or cutting hair, when I say the lever open, I mean the position the lever's in now, where it's following the shape of the clipper. And then, when it's pointed upward, that's when it would be considered closed. So right now it's in the closed position, and I have the 1 guard on there, and I'm just working right underneath the previous section. You can see I'm just being really light with it, moving through the hair. Light flicking motion. Any tight corners, I'm going to be using the corner of the blade. And now I have the lever open. You guys can see here, it's a good angle of lever open, and I'm just really moving, moving up and down right above where I did the 1 closed. So you can see here I'm using the corner technique, using a lot of the corner, just fading in that hair. Still got the 1 guard on. It's open now, and you can start to see the blend a little bit developing here. And now we're going to set in the initial guideline for the fade. So I have the lever closed with no guard on the clipper, and I'm going to create the initial guideline by going around the head. I'm going to drop it a little bit in the back, removing all the hair underneath that. We'll eventually take that down to skin. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the channel. Love to hear where you guys are from. Drop in the comments where you guys are cutting hair out of, if it's a barbershop in what state, or if you're just getting started with barbering. If you're cutting out of the house, out of the basement. A lot of us barbers, veteran barbers, started in the basement. Just drop a comment and let me know where you guys are from. So here I'm taking my gold FX trimmers, and I'm just going right underneath that initial guideline we created. I'm balding out all that hair, and I'm not going above. It's important to note that I'm not going up right to the line. I'm staying underneath it, and as I come up, I'm kind of flicking out right before I get to that line so that it blends in nicely. And I'm gonna go ahead and bald this out. These Uno shavers I've been using lately are amazing. I really like them for this purpose, just to use above the ear. I don't really love to use them for the full skin fade, although I did in this scenario. But they are really nice for like a temple taper or above the ear. They work really well for that, and I can't believe that I used to cut hair without them in my setup, because they're a really good tool to have. They come in handy. So now I'm gonna push that lever open, and I'm gonna go right above that initial guideline, blending out that 0 into the 1. You can see it developing here. Taking that line right out, pulling the skin tight with my other thumb. So when you pull the skin tight, you can see I'm doing it there. When you pull the skin tight, what that does is it allows the hair to pop up and kind of stand straight out. You can get a closer cut. I use this a lot for when I'm fading and when I'm shaving people, because you want the skin to always be tight when you're shaving, but you also can really get a clean blend if you're using that thumb and pulling the skin tight during a skin fade. Alright, doing the same thing to this side of the head. Lever open and just bump it up that line. So still just blending in, using the corner. Any dark spots I see, I'm going to lighten those up. And just really working through this fade. So we're going to take the clipper over comb technique and use it to blend in the sides of the head to the top. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just going up above where we did the 2 closed, where we used the 2 guard. I'm just going above that and blending it into the top of the head. You can see I'm holding the clipper straight up and down right now and just creating the shape. And if I see any lines, I'll just, do these small strokes here and take out any lines, create that nice clean fade. Just creating the shape now, going around the head. Clipper over comb, not everyone uses this technique, but I think this is a huge number 1 time saver. Number 2 is a great way to create a really custom look and a custom feel for your clients. I think that it's an underrated technique. I know a lot of barbers like to use all clips, but it creates a different look, and like I said, is a huge time saver. Takes time to get good at clipper over comb, but once you have it down, I think that you can create better quality with clipper over comb than you can using all clips, for the simple fact that clips, you're restricted to that length of hair that it's cutting, but clipper over comb, you can kind of customize it to what you think is best. And I'm just blending in the beard for him as well. Nothing too crazy. It was pretty much already blended, so just making some minor details with that. But I'm gonna get into cutting the top. I'm gonna create my initial guideline on the top by pulling the hair in the middle of the head and just trimming it. And then I'm gonna use that as a guide for both sides of the head. So now I'm cutting the left side of his head, using the middle as my guideline. And now I'll do it to the right. And I am dry cutting this. He didn't really want a ton taken off and wanted it textured a little bit, so I'm just kind of going through and taking a little bit of the length off. So these are some thick texture shears, and I'm just going to remove some weight from the crown, parietal ridge area of the head. You can definitely do some damage with texture shears if you're not careful. If you use them too much, you will take length off. So it's important to make sure that you're not overusing them. I like to comb through the hair afterwards to see how things are laying. But this is a great way to get some colics to lay down that might be popping up. This is a good way to remove bulk. And it's a good way to create texture in the top of your client's hair, depending on how they style it. And sometimes I'll even detail fades with my texture shears. Not these ones, but the normal ones. These are thick texture. This is almost like a chunking shear. So, going through and just making sure everything's laying good. I'm just combing some of the hair out, seeing how it's gonna lay down. We'll blow dry it for him, get all the hair off. So now we're gonna comb the beard down and get all the hair laying in the right direction. I'm gonna go ahead and make the line underneath first. I always line up underneath the line underneath the beard first, the neckline or the jawline. I think that allows me to be able to balance, the top of the beard better. Some people like to do the top of the beard first, but I just usually do the bottom of the beard. I'm going to edge the top of his lip. I'll brush the hair down and make sure it's all laying in the right direction, and I'm just going to go through. One thing to note about this that I see people make mistakes with is you really want to make sure on the corners of the lip, corners of the mouth, that you get around those corners and really clear out that hair. I think that's a big part of a beard trim. Alright, we're going to go ahead and we're going to clean off all the hair, do the neck shave. Again, I like to use hot lather. I'd recommend it to you guys. I think it's a huge value add for your clients. A lot of clients really enjoy the hot lather. It's part of the barbershop experience. I know that there's a good amount of people now that are using shave gel for that. I like the shave gel for certain things, but I use hot lather on all my clients for the neck shave. So I'm going to go ahead and put a line on the beard. I'm just pulling that skin tight with my thumb to get the closest line I can. Some people have asked me how you create an ash line. So the way that what creates the ash line is, number one, you want to have the skin pulled tight, and you want to keep going over the same spot multiple times and get it really, really crisp. But some things that can help with that as well, you want the skin to be clean, and you want it to be dry. So even though I'm using lather, after I go over it a couple times, the skin is dry, and I can really create a nice ash line with my razor. You'll see some barbers use that have fans at their station. The fans are to keep the skin dry and really create a nice ash line for their clients. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing to this side. Again, notice I'm pulling the skin tight with that thumb. Just really trying to make a nice clean line on the beard here. Just going back over and refining it, making sure that there's a nice curve to the beard and that both sides match. And I'll use the Unos on the back sides of the beard, which these are really, really nice for as well. So we're gonna go ahead and enhance the cut. Just gonna do a little bit of enhancement on the edges to make the edges pop a little bit. And here's the after, guys. Came out super clean. Billy is one of the apprentice barbers here, so you know I had to make him look real fresh. He was really happy with it. I was really happy with it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you got any value from it, give me a thumbs up or a comment. Give me some feedback if you think I could have done some things better. Trying to learn and grow the channel. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.